Chicago and Green Bay from the Lions division at 6-4 and Atlanta at 5-5. The Lions will have to pass 3 of those teams to get a wild card berth. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Joe Thiesmann. It's great to have you with us. The Bucs come in only 2-7 on the year, but one of those wins was over Detroit, 24-14 in October. In fact, the Lions are one of only 2 teams in the entire NFL to have an all-time losing record against Tampa Bay. Joe, a couple of weeks ago, Sam Weiss gave the quarterback job to Trent Dilfer, but he has a rib injury now, so Craig Erickson, who engineered that first win, is back in there.
Well, you know, Mike, in that first meeting, Craig Erickson was a real stabilizing force. He didn't commit any turnovers, and he led them to 3 scoring drives. Dilfer may be their quarterback of the future, but Erickson gives them the best chance to win tonight. Now, the special teams and defense also contributed a lot in that victory. They blocked a punt, they returned 1 for a touchdown. Defense caused a turnover. They need the same kind of effort this evening if they hope to beat the Lions and sweep them this year.
And for the Lions, it's a critical game. They can ill afford to lose. Detroit is already without Scott Mitchell, who is out for the year with a broken bone in his wrist. But Dave Krieg came off the bench last week, and in the second half threw for more yards in that half than Scott Mitchell had in any of his starts this year. And the consensus around here seems to be that Dave Krieg can light a fire under this offense.
Oh, yeah. All he has to do is switch the match and light that fire, because he's got 2 dangerous weapons and big play people. At wide receiver, he's got Herman Moore, big guy, great hands, good speed, and just happens to lead the National Football League coming into today with 7 receptions for touchdowns. Now, the other guy, what can I say? Barry Sanders, the amazing Barry Sanders, leads the National Football League in rushing and has had great nights against the Buccaneers. David Krieg, all he has to do, get the ball to Herman Moore, get the ball to Barry Sanders, don't commit the turnover. Lions got a real good shot at winning this one.
And Tampa Bay's defensive focus will, of course, be Barry Sanders. Mark Malone has more on that. Mark?
Well, Mike, as you can well imagine, anyone given the sole responsibility of stopping Barry Sanders is a prime candidate for our Sunday night spotlight. Tampa Bay will be relying heavily on all-pro middle linebacker Hardy Nickerson to keep Sanders from running away with this contest tonight. Now, the Bucs defense is designed specifically to keep Nickerson free and allow him to make some tackles. Our spotlight camera will be on him every step of the way, and then I'll come back and show you some video updates. We'll have the hits, the misses, and the reasons why Nickerson is or is not having an effect on Barry Sanders. Mike?
All right, Mark, and Sam Weiss certainly hopes he will. He has had little success in Tampa Bay. He received a 5-year contract to turn the franchise around, but with the club for sale, he may not get the chance. Wayne Fontes in his 6th full year, under 500 for his coaching career, but he has won the NFC Central title 2 of the last 3 seasons. Jason Hansen has it teed up at the 35. Look at the difference because of the rule changes. He was one of the best in the NFL last year. 46 touchbacks, led the league. But now he's going to have to kick it to Vernon Turner, who is 8th in the NFC in kickoff returns, and we are underway. Taken by Turner. Out to the 23. Look at the Buccaneers offense. Craig Erickson gets the start with Dilfer's injury. He has the best interception rate in the league and is the number 4 rated passer. Rookie Eric Rett, the team's leading rusher, is a backup tonight. He gets the 2nd start of his career. Paul Gruber is the Bucs franchise player, one of the best linemen in the game. He rarely gives up a sack. He is rarely penalized. Rhett, the deep man. And Erickson, play action. First play. Throws complete. Should be a first down. Ty J. Armstrong, the tight end. Take a look at the Lions defense. They have only 4 healthy linemen, and Kelvin Pritchett, the only one of the regulars who will play tonight. Chris Spielman has led Detroit in tackles every season of his career. He already has 107 this year. And Benny Blade stays on the field despite multiple injuries. The former Pro Bowler is a wicked hitter. Play action again from Erickson. Goes for the bomb. Copeland wide open. To the 2. Copeland beat Milton Mack in a perfectly thrown ball by Erickson.
They wanted, Mike, they wanted to go at Milton Mack. He felt he has a history that if you go up top on him early, you can loosen up underneath. They were doing it to just try and loosen him up. He's peeking in. Copeland goes right by him, puts his hands up. This ball's laid out. It's a touchdown. Still does an excellent job as a receiver. Make sure you make the catch and then run with the football.
Copeland is their deep threat, and Milton Mack, the ex-Buccaneer, beaten on the play. Eric Rep. Nothing as the Lions swarm over him.
Sam Weiss is opening this game exactly what he wanted. He's got his 20 plays. The first two have been scripted exactly the way he wants it. This one here was part of his goal line. That's exactly the way he wants it. He's 3 out of the 20 so far, Mike.
Inside the 20, the Bucs are one of the worst in the NFL. They just can't get it done, and to top it off, they don't get down here very often. Erickson sidearms it incomplete into the end zone, threw the ball into a crowd intended for Harold Bishop, the rookie tight end, but Willie Clay got a hand on it.
Boy, he got lucky on that one. He makes a throw late to the left. It should have been picked off. Play action inside. Okay, now you come out. If you don't have it, don't keep drifting. And don't, heavens, throw that back. There's too many people coming across. Almost making the play. Broderick Thomas almost gets there. Chris Spielman almost gets there.
For some short yardage situations, they missed Jackie Harris. Their tight end is out for this game. 3rd and goal. Erickson throws again, tipped incomplete, intended for McDowell. And it was Broderick Thomas, another former Buck, who got a hand on him. That will bring in the field goal team.
You know, the one thing I don't see down around the goal line for the Bucs, Mike, is I don't see crispness of routes. I see the quarterback dropping back. Look, he drops back with a little bit of tentativeness, and then it's just not fired. I mean, he doesn't wait for people to clear and go place. Look at the crowd. Dorsey, Rhett, they all run into one another. Right in our picture, you've got the entire receiving corps. Nobody's really open anywhere.
Michael Husted with a chip shot. Hasn't missed inside the 40 since the first game of his rookie year, and he nails that one through. And the Bucs, on the strength of a 64-yard Erickson to Copeland pass, break on top 3-0.
Who's picking up? ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Savan. 100% cotton, no wrinkle clothing. By the new Passat VR6. And by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Lamar Leachman, the defensive line coach, talking to his guys up front. Pritchard, Owens, trying to explain what they saw, what they did. His guys did a good job up front. Put good pressure on Craig Erickson. He's talking to the booth upstairs saying, what did you see? What should I have done? What could I have done? Now he'll shake his head and say, yep, and put it down.
Houston with a big leg. Mel Gray will bring it out. He's been bothered by a sprained back all week. It certainly doesn't show. And one of the best to ever play the game brings it out near the 40, but there's a flag down back at the 15. And that great return will come back.
See, that's what happens when your team's struggling. Coaches can't get their hats on right. They just sort of get them crooked coming out.
Holding 57 Detroit during the return. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's Victor Jones, and you see his reaction to the call.
Curtis Buckley, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, big gun downfield. No, I wasn't holding. I was clipping.
That was choking.
I was choking.
15 for choking. So the Lions starting a big hole. Lynch, the up back for Sanders. Barry on the draw. Maybe a half yard. For offense for the Lions, Dave, Krieg came off the bench last week, nearly pulled off a miracle comeback. With his experience, he could thrive as a starter. Barry Sanders has gone over 1,000 yards every year in the NFL. He leads the league in rushing this year with 7 100 games and 9 starts. Lomas Brown had an off year for him in '93, still made his 4th straight Pro Bowl. He is a great pass blocker at left tackle. Second, call it 9. Good protection for Krieg and a little high. Intended for Aubrey Matthews. Let's look at the Buccaneer defense. Santana Dotson faces almost constant double teams. His next sack will move him up to 5th on the Bucs all-time list. Hardy Nickerson, the heart of the defense, led the club in tackles in 21 of 23 games. The Bucs traded with Dallas for Thomas Everett and his big play talents. He was a Pro Bowl selection last season. Gives him a big hitter in the secondary. 3rd and 9 for Detroit, opening possession for the Lions. Herman Moore, the favorite target and a great 3rd down receiver. Krieg with good blocking. Throws intended for Moore, couldn't hold it at the 15.
That's a nice job by the Bucs defense. They played right into the hands of the Lions. They stopped Barry Sanders on 1st and 10. They forced him to throw out of the hole. They put their nickel backs in. Moore's looking at the defense. Now he just slides down under. He gets grabbed a little bit going by, but it doesn't matter. It's too far in front of him.
Greg Montgomery, who led the league a year ago and has a crisp 44.4-yard average, will kick to Turner, who had the Bucs' only punt return for a touchdown in the history of the franchise against these same Lions earlier this year. From the 42, and Turner nearly breaks this one, gets back to midfield. Return of 7 after a punt of 49. Van Malone made the tackle. We'll be back to Detroit in a minute. The members and a spokesman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers trust that was formed after the death of Hugh Culverhouse. First they announced the team would not be put up for sale. Now they say it is up for sale, presumably to the highest bidder. The trust would like to keep the team in Tampa. However, they have a legal responsibility to act in the best interest of the Culverhouse Trust. They want an owner in before next year so he can prepare for it, but suits by family members may really complicate this entire affair. Rhett and McDowell, the backs behind Erickson. Rhett on the toss. And swarmed by the Lions. Michael Johnson, the former Brown, to make the tackle.
You know, Mike, you talk about off-field distractions creating problems for your football team. Sam Weiss had to spend all week, had to cut down his game plan because they couldn't prepare because the players kept coming in and talking to him about, say, hey, coach, what's going on? We'd like to know what's going on. So he spent the week really being a counselor more than a coach. So he had to cut down his game plan and his preparation for this game.
Well, you have to think about the fact that these guys live in a place they like, and they may have to move because of the result of this sale. 2nd and 12 after a loss of 2. Erickson intended at the sideline for Courtney Hawkins, but the pass behind him.
It's got to be a very unsettling situation for Craig Erickson because you see Trent Dilfer come in. You know you're not going to play. You know they don't want you to play. You know they're doing everything they can to get you not to play. And really to stay focused mentally as he has, and talking to him last night, he still has everything under control, is a credit to him. It's just that his timing's on.
And he has played very well. He has some sparkling numbers facing 3rd and long here. No pressure. Erickson with time, throws complete to the 37-yard line. Courtney Hawkins, the intended receiver again. This time he grabbed it. And Hawkins is the go-to guy. Gain of 16 on 3rd and 12. They go to the hurry-up offense. Out in the flat, Dawsey makes the catch. Banged out of bounds by Milton Mack of the 34. Of course, this was the hallmark of Sam Weiss's Cincinnati offense.
And what he's going to do is after a big play, he wants to get up and get everybody lined up and go quick. So we'll probably see it through the evening, provided the Bucs can gain the big plays.
I sort of wonder why more coaches don't do the kind of things that Sam Weiss does, trying to take advantage of timing. Is it just too disruptive?
Well, Mike, I think if you look at Sam's record, it might, you know, people might say, well, that's not the way to win football games. Because really, if he wins football games, everybody copies it. But when you're not winning, people stay away from what you do.
But I don't think that's what loses ball games. I think that gives him an advantage.
You're right. Perception, though, is reality.
Absolutely. 2nd and 7. Vince Workman checks into the backfield, number 46. And Workman will get it on the draw. Fumble! And it bounced right back into his hands. A break for Tampa Bay. Workman down to the 32-yard line, covered by Spielman. Nobody hit him. He just dropped it.
Looks like it's a clean handoff. I mean, the job of the quarterback is to get the ball in the belly. He comes back. He plants it. It's in his stomach. He's got the football. Now he just drops it. It just falls out. Just flat fell out.
Ty J. Armstrong comes in at the tight end. He's set to the right. McDowell to the left. Red is deep. Again, good protection, but Armstrong can't hold the pass. Jackie Harris, of course, came in as their leading receiver. 26 catches, 337 yards. Did not even make this trip because of a shoulder injury, and they dearly miss him.
That was a case where Craig Erickson just fired the ball too hard. When a guy is that close to you, 6-7 yards over the line of scrimmage, you have to put it someplace where he can make a play on it. People would argue and say he's got to make those tough catches, but I think the quarterback can make it easy on him too.
Houston will try from 49. He is 10 of 16 this year, but all the misses have been long ones. Plenty of leg, but it's wide. So the Detroit defense stands tall again. Still 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Who's picking up the new...
Welcome back to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. The Buccaneers lead the Lions 3-0. Detroit with its second possession of the game, starting just shy of its own 40. Trent Dilfer, the first-round draft choice of the Bucs, out with a rib injury, but he is certainly into the ball game. A young man who does not lack confidence and wants to be in there regardless. Two tight end offense. Krieg, play action, and unloads. Perriman. And it hit Dimmer right in the back of the helmet. He never turned around, never saw the ball, and still made the play.
Well, you can either say there was a heck of a throw by David Krieg to hit him in the top of the head, or the ball was a little bit underthrown. I would lend to think that it's a little underthrown. David Krieg just doesn't have the gun that he used to have. This ball had to travel 60-some yards in the air. He puts everything into it, and it's just hanging. Perriman's got it, but he can't quite come back to get it. David knows he had an opportunity.
2nd and 10. Barry only gets a couple, and they're doing what they have to do.
Buccaneers doing a good job to try and shut down Barry Sanders because he really just travels all over. There he is, you see, behind the center. Now, he'll start to the left. That's the point of attack. He might bounce it outside. He might come back and take it up the middle. Then again, if you start to the left, he may come all the way back. Up front, they're going to zone block. They don't want a man block because they don't want to let anybody get any penetration. The backside will seal on the right. He cuts it all the way back to him, breaks one tackle. This was an 85-yard touchdown earlier in the year against the Bucs.
3rd and 8 for Dave Krieg. Steps up, throws complete. It's a first down at the 35. Aubrey Matthews, and a great throw by Krieg, a gain of 23.
Excellent job of protection, giving him a chance to look up the field, step forward, and fire it. Left part of your screen. See that good protection? They try and run a twist. He gets nice protection, steps into the hole. Matthews does a good job of finding the soft area in the zone.
The Bucs defense with only 8 sacks all year. Sanders. Covington came up from the secondary and made the sure tackle.
That's one of the rare times you're going to see somebody tattoo Barry Sanders head on. He really doesn't let people hit him. I think that's a key to his durability. Right up the gut, coming right into your living room. Takes the draw, they come on up. Now watch Covington. He just squares up on him. He doesn't take too many hits like that. Floyd Peters, the defensive coordinator. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to him earlier today, Mike, and he said, you know, in our games, we can hold Barry Sanders to about 2.5 yards per carry for about 20 carries. And then something will happen like it did the last time we played him. He'll break an 85-yarder. He said you have to be every play very conscious to try and wrap him up and get a hand on him.
Joe, when you talk to other players around the league and ask them if Barry Sanders is the best, almost always the answer is yes.
Oh, absolutely. I think he is the best
there's no
runner
hesitation,
in football.
too. We've got an injury on the field. We'll check it out for you when we come back. Still 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Don't miss the Detroit Lions.
In our Sunday night spotlight. For more on that, here's Mark Malone.
Well, Mike, we told you this would be a great matchup. Hardy Nickerson uses his speed to diagnose plays, but oftentimes he gets beat that way. Here's the first play of the game. He gets to the play, but then gets pushed in the back by Bowens. That's a whiff right there. Later in this drive, right here, he gets into the hole, but lets Lynch, the fullback, put the lead block on him, and he gets up inside. So far, Hardy getting the worst of this matchup. Mike?
All right, Mark, and interesting last night when he was talking about how he moved slower playing Barry Sanders. He just can't sprint to a spot anymore if Barry might not be there. 2nd and 6. Sanders on sweep. And dives forward. There's a flag down on the play. Santana Dotson and Marty Carter combined on the tackle.
Yeah, but Eric Curry made that play at the defensive end position. He cut across the line and forced Barry back inside so he gets some help from his teammates.
And Curry, a guy they've been very disappointed in, but he's been playing with a deep thigh bruise and almost literally dragging one leg behind him.
Offense, 10 yards, still 2nd down.
Let's go back to Mark for more on Hardy Nickerson.
Well, Mike, here are the early numbers right now on Nickerson. So far, they have run the ball 7 times. Barry Sanders carrying 3. Hardy Nickerson only no tackles, 1 miss. He's been blocked 2 times. Mike?
Well, you know that won't last. Hardy Nickerson is a great linebacker. After the penalty, 2nd and 16 for David Krieg. There's another one out, intended for Perriman, covered well by Covington. Dimry also in the area.
Tough throw to squeeze in. You've got the corner laying all the way back. You've got the safety, really doesn't have to try and get very deep because he has help in the middle of the field. So Dave Krieg has to throw a 20-yard pass and drop it into about a 7-yard area.
Krieg only 1 out of 5 so far, 23 yards. But we saw him so many times in Seattle. When he gets hot, he's as good as anybody. And look at the yardage in the second half last week. 273. That's a Lions record coming off the bench. 3rd and long. 3-man rush. Good protection for Krieg. There's it out for Matthews. But again, excellent coverage. Everett was the deep man. Simply wouldn't let Aubrey Matthews behind him.
You know, I think the Lions have really not developed a game plan tonight. They're throwing the ball 15, 20 yards down the field. They're sort of giving up on Barry Sanders. They're coming out and putting themselves in 2nd down and longs. So you're taking yourself out of your game plan with Barry. They're hurting themselves more than the Bucs are.
Turner and Hawkins will go deep for Montgomery's punt. Tries to get it as high as he can, but it makes the end zone. Punt of 41, but a net of only 21 as it will come out to the 20-yard line. Hope you'll be with us Sunday at noon Eastern. That's when we have to play in any games. Big, small, medium. Rhett. Nice hole for Eric Rhett, the rookie out of Florida, up to the 31 for a 1st down. Bucks.
Oh, Mike, that's the big problem for the Detroit Lions. It's their defensive line. Robert Porcher is hurt. Different people up front are hurt. Pritchard's playing nicked. Big thing for Wayne Fontes. He almost felt like 7 of his starters might not play. simply because of injury. They haven't put a lot of pressure up front anyway, but now they're hurt.
Only one starter up there. That's Pritchett. And Pritchett jumped. Flags down everywhere. Let's see if he was drawn.
Uh-oh. This is scary. A discussion, a conference, yep. Sam waiting anxiously. Wayne waiting anxiously. The officials discussing calmly.
Pritchett's getting in his 2 cents worth.
I think what they're trying to figure out is whether he was pulled offside or whether he came. Ty J. Armstrong. See him up the top of your screen? Right there. See him moving around? That's what everybody's checking. But the movement on the defensive side came away from him. So that's probably what they're discussing. And I got to be honest with you. This ain't that hard a discussion to come up with an answer for. They spent an awful long time there discussing it.
They're not done yet.
Encroachment, number 94 defense, 5 yards, still first down.
I think it's the right call because the movement or supposed movement was away from where he moved.
The other thing it might have been, Erickson is a master of cadence. In the past, he's used a tape recorder to make sure his voice is the same in all cadences, try to draw people offside. Rep. Got a big push up front. And running behind the left side, of course, you got Paul Gruber over there and Charles McCray at left guard.
They need McCray to play well, and Gruber always will play well for you. There they are, over on the left side right there. They're going to get that big push up through here and give the opportunity for Rhett to fire out. There's the hole. He's got a little bubble. Now he just follows his blockers very well.
1st and 10 for Bucks. They lead at 3-0. Rhett again. Excellent running room up the middle. He's out to the 49-yard line. Eric Rhett is not a burner. He's not a guy who's going to go 90 yards for you, but he is a very good player and came out of a very complex system that Steve Spurrier ran in Florida. He's got to be one of the most well-prepared rookies you'll find.
Couldn't agree with you more, Mike. I think that's the thing that gives him an advantage over a lot of rookies. He came out of a system that got him ready to play professional football.
2nd and 4. Rhett with 21 yards rushing so far first quarter in his 2nd career start. He got another crack. Cuts it back a little bit into Detroit territory. Has another first down at the 46-yard line.
See, this is where I think that the defense of the Detroit Lions has now taken a look at what Tampa Bay wants to do. They want to pound it at the middle. It's a 3-4 difference. Mayberry knocks the nose off the ball. Number 90 is Owens. He gets pushed off. He gets pushed back further. I think Detroit's going to have to start committing some blitzings to stop the run.
And Owens does not like to play the nose. Feels he's a lot better outside. Mazio Royster checks into the backfield. He's number 30. And Royster will get the carry. Or, excuse me, Turner. And now there's a flag down as Turner gets caught at the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to call holding. I mean, Tampa Bay is pounding it between the tackles, Now they're going to come up 1st and 20 by trying to go wide.
Tougher to run wide against that 34, especially after you've had that great success going up the middle.
I'm a firm believer in wearing it out. Just keep on doing it, make them stop you.
86, Tampa Bay, 10 yards, still first down.
Ty J. Armstrong, the 3rd-year tight end out of Mississippi, who incidentally has been tossed out of 2 of the last 3 for fighting.
Got Nick for $2,500 last week, along with Gruber for $8,000 and Ian Beckles for $5,000.
1st and 20. Play screen to McDowell. Johnson did a tremendous job avoiding a couple of blocks. Michael Johnson out of Virginia Tech, former Cleveland Brown, played it beautifully.
This confuses me. You run play action, you run it, watch out here. Mike Johnson is going to get out over there and make the play. But you run play action here, and then you screen out that side. What you want to do on pass plays is you want those linebackers to get out of there. If you run a draw, you hold them closer to the line, and then you throw a screen, which sort of defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do.
2nd and 14. Erickson changing the play. Draw play, Rhett. Again, the middle has been very vulnerable down near the 43-yard line for Eric Rhett. Chris Spielman and Broderick Thomas were there for the stop. That was a gain of 8. Rhett, 7 carries, 34 yards so far as we work down toward a minute left in the first period. Very quiet here in the Silverdome right now. About 35,000 empty seats. And Erickson has to call a timeout.
That's a real break for the Detroit Lions, Mike. Defensively, you see all these guys going down on a knee, taking a break. They're tired up front. I mean, that's what happens to defensive guys. You pound them and pound them. You see Kelvin Pritchard now taking a knee. That wears on you a little bit.
There was so much hope, Joe, for both of these ball clubs going into the season. Tampa Bay thought they were ready to compete. The Lions, of course, are coming off of an NFC Central championship, their 2nd in 3 years. But the Bucs are back to their old habits. They're 2-7, and Detroit now at 4-5. You would think they would have to win this game.
They would, Mike, but I think the reason why both these teams have struggled is they haven't been able to really do this. That's run the football. Take a look at the numbers. 5 times right up the middle, 37 yards. That's where they're running the football. That's exactly where Eric Rhett is gone. That's where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers want to pound away. Part of the problem, though, is when you've got 2 basically rookie quarterbacks. In Tampa Bay, you're trying to bring a rookie along in Trent Dilfer. In Detroit, you've gone out and paid a lot of money to Scott Mitchell, so you're trying to bring him along. The man who's in charge of the defense, Herb Patera. He's got to commit some of those linebackers to help out up front. He can't just sit in his 3-4 defense.
It's 3rd and 7 here, and Detroit showing blitz. And here they come. Jailbreak, and Erickson goes down. The man who will get the sack is Dan Owens, but Michael Johnson was the man who made him duck, and they really came that time. You said commit the linebackers. Looked like it committed everybody.
Well, you know, 3rd and 7, he guessed right. He said that the Bucs are going to throw, and that's what he did. And what he did, he loaded up the middle. The one area where they were pounding away. Look at the middle. Here comes Johnson. Here comes Spielman. They don't have enough people to block. Swill's coming from the outside, and Owens winds up with the sack.
It's a loss of 12, and Straczynski will punt to Mel Gray. The Bucs have given up only 27 punt return yards all year. Straczynski has been great at making people do just that. Signal for the fair catch. Gray does it at the 15. A punt of 39. You know, punters, everybody likes to talk about stats. Straczynski's stats, he's only averaging 30.
For punters in today's game of football, particularly this year, is how many times you can pin the opponent back deep, because people just don't take 85 and 90-yard drives.
He is a very valuable kicker for this ball club.
And there's George Stewart, who's done a terrific job with the Buccaneers as their special teams coach.
Ron Hall and Ty Halleck in there in the 2 tight end offense. Let's see if they go back to Barry Sanders. And they do, and Culpepper slowed him up in the backfield, and then Sanders goes down. That is the end of the first quarter in Pontiac, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead the Detroit Lions 3-0. The because Scott Mitchell is out for the year now with a broken bone in his wrist. A lot of people were speculating, Joe, this was a move that the Lions might have made anyway.
I think so, Mike. I definitely agree. Scott was struggling. He was losing confidence. I think the team was losing confidence in him. This is a good break for him. He gets a chance to evaluate where he is and what he has to do. I had a chance to visit with him at Friday's practice, and he said the one thing that he couldn't believe was the amount of scrutiny that a starting quarterback comes under in the National Football League. This is a guy who really hadn't experienced it in Miami and didn't get it in that short stint that he started, but boy, he's gotten it up here.
Tremendous amount of pressure because of free agency and all those dollars. Lions face a 2nd and 11 at their 14. Sanders on the draw. Drags Santana Dotson with him up to about the 19-yard line. And the Bucs have done a superb job. Chidi Ahanatu was the first man to hit him.
The big thing about defensing a runner like a Barry Sanders, a guy who really is not a point of attack runner. And what we mean by point of attack is if he's supposed to run at the right tackle, that's the point of attack. He starts there quite often and can go anywhere. And the Bucs have not rushed. They've been patient.
3rd and 6. Krieg pumps 3 times, flag, and they'll blow the play dead. He appeared to be looking for Johnny Morton, his rookie, over the middle, but there was a lot of traffic in there. And the play wouldn't have counted anyway.
There is no play. False start. Number 89 offense, abrupt movement prior to the snap. Still 3rd down.
As Ron Hall, the tight end, number 89, moved abruptly. Not casually, not incidentally, but abruptly.
That's 4 penalties on the line for 28 yards. 3rd and 11 now. Morton in a slot to the near side. Three-man rush. Time for Krieg over the middle of Hall, the former Buck. Gets it up to the 28-yard line. He's got a 1st down. The 7th catch of the year for Ron Hall. That's 14 yards.
Watch what a veteran David Krieg is, Mike. David Krieg is going to look out to the right. See his helmet. Focus on his helmet. See him look right, look right, look right. Now he comes back to the last minute and fires the ball to Ron Hall. What a terrific job. Look how he's looking out here. He's not looking at Ron Hall. He's not looking at Ron Hall. Up. There you are, Ron. Here's the ball. What a great job of using your vision.
Sanders on the toss, trying to cut back, no room, and is brought down as he crosses the 30 for about 2.5 yards. If you're a defensive player, you simply have to be on pins and needles anytime he touches the ball.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, David Krieg also gives him a lot of veteran leadership back there. He knows how to work at defense. He knows how to find second receivers. He knows how to look away from a primary receiver and then come back to him. Movements, voice inflections, where you look, all a part of the position of quarterback.
2nd and 8. Trips wide receivers, and now Morton comes back in motion. Krieg under pressure, sidearms it complete to Sanders. And Barry Sanders to the 47. What a great throw by Krieg, who was just ready to get drilled.
What a great job by Sanders getting out into an area where he's in his vision. Both of them deserve a lot of credit. Barry Sanders going to sneak out to the left. Now David sees him and just flips at the last second, feels the pressure. Now Barry turns the jets on. David feels that pressure coming, knows exactly where his outlet receiver is, dumps it off.
Sanders is an excellent receiver. They have just never thrown to him very much. And he draws the crowd wherever he goes. Play action by Krieg. Sidearms it again. This one's incomplete, intended for Morton. And there is another flag down, and that looked like a hold. And talking to Hardy Nickerson.
Holding, number 66 offense. 10 yards, still first down.
Sean Bowen's number 66 on Santana Dotson, who's playing inside. He moves, gets a hand into him, does a good job. But see how Dotson got that right hand on his shoulder pad, locked him up? All he could do was grab him to try and keep him away from David Krieg.
Santana Dotson with only 1 sack this year, but he's been double-teamed an awful lot. First and 20 after the flag, the 5th penalty on the line. Krieg now being chased. Got a good block and slides in safely at the 39-yard line. Gain of about 4.
What a great job by Lomas Brown, the left tackle. You talk about a guy giving extra effort. He makes the initial block. He makes the initial block. All right, he's doing a good job. He's sealing down, sealing down. Now he feels David move. He stays with his guys. He goes after Curry. He winds up taking Curry and Dotson down.
In his 10th year, the Pro Bowl left tackle. Morton comes in as the 3rd wide receiver on 2nd and 18. Straw to Sanders. Room this time. And Barry into Buccaneer territory to the 46. Tony Covington and Charles Dimry finally brought him down.
You know, that's what you do. You get a tight end in the game, you get 3 wide receivers, you spread the defense out, and then you let Barry pick and choose. Watch what he does here. He's just going to pick and choose. Good job. Bowens helps on the center, then he seals on the linebacker. Now you get him into the open field. You make Covington try and make a play. You know he's going to make one guy at least miss.
7 carries, 28 yards for Sanders, who has had 7 100-yard games this year and leads the NFL in rushing. Scott Conover is in at the tackle spot for Lomas Brown on 3rd and short. And Krieg throws incomplete, intended for Perriman, and Dimry was all over him at the corner. Nice defensive play by Charles Dimry.
David thought he had what he wanted. He had the 5-yard hitch. They were just going to pick up the first down. Dimry waited, settled, and broke on it.
And Montgomery will come in to punt on 4th and 3. They'll send Vernon Turner and Courtney Hawkins back to the 10.
This is where your punter has got to pin him back. He can't just kick it in the end zone.
He did the last time he was in this situation. And this one hits and goes in again. But Montgomery could have used some help from his special teams on that one. No one got down to trap it after a punt of 47. Eric Rett. And again, right back to the ground game, and Rett breaking tackles to the 34, where Willie Clay out of Georgia Tech finally made the stop.
Well, Sam Weiss told us last night, he said, every game that we have run the ball well in, we have won. Of course, it's only been 2, but that's what they did. They do a nice job on the right side. Right here, they're going to get a block here, a block here. He's just going to take it right through there. Good seal, good double team. He comes right off the tail of the double team.
Rett goes right back to work. Johnston drags him down as he got to the 39-yard line. And Paul Gruber was saying last night, if you don't make a commitment to the run, you never are able to run. And they made a commitment at certain times this year, and obviously they've done it tonight.
A lot of times coaches have a tendency to get away from it. But right now, Tampa Bay is setting up one heck of a bootleg by doing this, running the ball up the middle, running the ball up the middle. If they want, it should be wide open if they decide to run it.
And this is a team that is 27th in the NFL in rushing. Here comes the blitz. Erickson still with time and throwing for Copeland. He made the catch. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. The ball came loose, but after he was down, first down at the 32. Great blocking by the line to pick up the blitz.
Nice job by Craig Erickson holding his cadence long enough so that his line could see it. You'll notice Blades came up to the line of scrimmage. Erickson was patient. He waited, let his line see it, then he went ahead. That was a good job by the quarterback and the line working together.
Bucks go with the hurry up. Two tight ends. Moore cracks down from the inside, and Rett just bangs his way up the middle, down to the 26.
There's the last play, Michael. Coming at you. Here, the blitz is going to come from this side as well. What he does is he does a nice job of waiting, letting everybody see what's going on, and then he sets in the pocket. They do a good job of sealing. Everybody's got a body. Body on a body, slide the protection. Nice high arcing throw, which allows Copeland to make a play.
2nd and 4, and they have really exploited the middle of the Lions defense. And Rhett is at it again and diving forward to about the 23-yard line. That'll be
attack or move them over and go to an even front.
It is a 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Rhett again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Rhett cracks over the middle. Michael Johnson makes another tackle.
It's a good job by the Tampa Bay line. Gruber at left tackle, Dill at left guard, Mayberry at center, Bickles at right guard. Watch this job here. Watch the job they do. They seal this over here. Gruber stays with it. He's going to take it and cut it back on the outside. Rhett does a nice job of seeing everything. See how they seal it all down, and he comes back the other side of Gruber.
Vince Workman checks in. And Workman will get the call. Spielman stands him up at the 15. Just the opportunity to watch Spielman and Hardy Nickerson in a football game. Two of the superb linebackers in this game. And Spielman, #1 on this team in tackles ever since he came here. He is a great studier of football, someone who loves football. He and Nickerson have so many things in common, and what a joy they are just to see on a football field. Third and 2. Rhett back in a tailback. Rhett will get the carry. And very close to another 1st down, tripped up by Dan Owens, the nose tackle. And where they spotted it will be a 1st down.
Hey, for a young player, Eric Rhett has a wonderful understanding of what a running back should do. On that particular play, it looked like he was going to come up a little bit short of the 1st down, and he reached the ball out for that extra yard.
He already has a career high 72 yards in this half. 13 carries for 72. 1st and 10 from the 12. Rhett dragging the pile with him to the 6. Nothing fancy about this, nothing deceptive. Here we come. Try to stop us.
Coming right up the middle. I mean, they're just getting a nice push here, and he's just following right behind it. Look at the center and guard. See that push? They allow no penetration. They give him bubbles to run to. He's got 3 yards before he ever hits a pile. That's a great job by the line.
A lot of good blocks, including Eccles. Again, inside the 5 to the goal line. Hey, you look over at Sam Weiss with all those plays on that chart. He's only calling one. It's the only one he needs.
Doesn't need anything else.
They go to the hurry up.
This is a little bit of a sugar huddle. Sugar means they're going to sweeten things by staying close. I think you have to reward the offensive line, and you have to reward Rhett by giving him a shot at a touchdown right here.
He and McDowell are the backs. 1st and goal. Same play. This time stopped short. Shane Bonham, number 96. Kelvin Pritchett, number 94, made the tackle. That one may have been designed to go outside a little bit.
Well, now all of a sudden the Detroit Lions really have run out of room to defend, so they've got more people at the line of scrimmage. I still think you still try and pound this in again.
Trying to catch the Lions with an extra player on the field, force them to take a timeout. That's what I mean about the intelligence of the way Sam Weiss manages personnel and the clock. I think he's a master at it. We've got a timeout with 2:52 to go in the 1st half. Back in a moment.
Crystal Mazda, the right.
Second and goal from the 1. Now they've got 3 tight ends in there as Bishop checks in. McDowell, he fumbled. No signal yet. They got it back.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
That fumble is caused by Craig Erickson not paying attention to details. If you're the quarterback and you're this close to scoring, you've got to make sure it gets on the belly. Watch this. He does not get that ball. He doesn't follow it all the way through. See how he starts to pull away at the end? He brings it back with him a little bit. Here's it from the reverse angle. Ride it. No. Yep. It's also the running back didn't give him a good pocket. So it's both their faults.
Workman comes in third and goal. Erickson with a half roll under pressure, throws incomplete. Copeland got a hand on it, but Benny Blades knocked him down.
Erickson on the sprint out. Does a good job of stretching the pocket. Now, Copeland sits down. That's just a nice job of Blades. They're not going to call it down there. It's within 5 yards. You're allowed to make contact. So what if you're in the end zone?
So after having first and goal at the 1, they send on the field goal team. And now the Bucs have a timeout. They may want to talk about this decision. Sam Weiss used the timeout to change his mind. 4th and goal from the 2. The Bucs will go. Rhett on the draw. No way. Broderick Thomas, the former Buck, makes a second big play in this game. You know he's loving it.
But I'm speechless.
1:56 to go in the half. Back in a moment. A couple of calls on that sequence.
I really do, Mike. The first play, for example, it's 1st and 10. There is Eric Rhett, number 32, is the blocking back. McDowell is the running back. Rhett has carried the ball all the way down here. McDowell hasn't. You don't give it to the guy that's hot. I don't understand that. Now you try and run a draw when you've got both outside backers pinching and you've got nobody to block the outside guy. I don't understand that.
So they fail after first and goal from the 1. Derek Moore is in as a running back trying to get some breathing room for the Lions, and he gets it out to about the 5-yard line.
Now here's something else I don't understand. I realize that you don't use Barry Sanders in a goal line situation because you don't want to get him pounded on. But when you're coming out from your own end and you've got the entire defense up around the ball, if he gets a crack, he's going to have a 95-yard touchdown.
The question is, who's the one back in the whole world you'd want to have the ball?
If you were coaching,
Barry Sanders.
If I was coaching, Barry Sanders. Wayne evidently doesn't want to put him into that situation.
He's got him in there now. Ty Halleck checks in as the second tight end. Clock running, 1:18 to go in the half. Sanders. Oh, took a shot that time, but got it up to the 15-yard line. It should be a first down, but the official wants to spot it back at the 14. John Lynch hits him, and it's a first down nonetheless. Lions wasting an awful lot of time here. They may be content to go in down 3-0.
I think it would be the right move. I think what they do is pound it on the ground, try and pick up the first down, go in and regroup.
So Barry will get the call again. Nowhere to go. He's swarmed under at the 14-yard line. And the fans letting the Lions' offensive decision hear it from the stands. Either team can stop the clock. Neither one is going to do it.
It doesn't matter now. David Krieg would like to run a play, but he's got every one of his teammates off the bench walking in. So obviously Wayne Fontes has decided he doesn't want to run the football anymore or any more plays.
That's the end of the first half in Pontiac. The Bucs lead the Lions 3-0.
4 first downs. Time of possession is the other one for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They should have gotten more than 3 points. On this side, goal to go, you see the Bucs have had 2 opportunities. They've gotten 3 points. Third down conversions have been about the same. Penalties have made a difference over here for the Lions. They've committed, and the turnovers as well, or sacks, I should say.
What's unusual, those 2 goal-to-goal situations coming out with only 3 points. The Bucs have been very good at that coming in. 5 first-and-goal series, they get 4 touchdowns out of it. But tonight they have failed, and Mel Gray would like to make something big happen at the start of the second half. The all-time leader in kickoff return yards. Just absolutely brilliant. Houston. Line drives it. And return to the 35-yard line. Loose ball goes out of bounds. And the Lions will maintain possession. Let's check in with Mark Malone.
Well, Mike, as we look over the first half, Hardy Nickerson, our spotlight player of the game, it hasn't been his game so far. He's pretty much been a non-factor. As we look at the video, one of the things that's happening here is the Culpepper, the nose tackle, isn't creating a double team, and you can see there that Doug Weidel comes off and blocks Hardy again right there. Glover comes off the double team, blocks Hardy on the over pursuit. It just hasn't been their night. I talked to him. They're going to make some changes, and I'll have that right after this play.
All right, Mark, and that's a great job when you keep Hardy Nickerson out of the way. There was a flag down on the kickoff return, holding against Detroit, and moves it back to the 17-yard line. They'll go with the 2 tight ends to start the third quarter, Hall and Halleck. Sanders is the single setback, and he'll get the call. Barry Sanders picks up 9, nearly 10. Back to Mark Malone. Mark?
Well, Mike, as we look at the first half numbers, keep in mind that Nickerson smashed the Buccaneers' season tackling record last year of 214. But look at this, 21 plays. Detroit's run the ball 10 twos with a more penetrating defense and try to get those double teams off of him where he can flow around and make the play. It's a change, he said. They'll try to make this half, Mike.
Of course, he was a Pro Bowler last year, the first time Bucs had one since 1990. And there they wrap up Barry Sanders on the delay as he gets to the 25. Demetrius Dubose made the stop.
It's interesting what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look like they're trying to do on defense is really funnel Barry inside. Let the linebackers flow instead of fill, and then your outside guys sort of run him back into the crowd and really just contain him. That's what Floyd's trying to do.
3rd and 2. Covington shows blitz, and he comes. Draw to Sanders. Shakes a tackle, has a first down and more. Barry Sanders to the 47-yard line.
Oh, and Eric Curry had him dead. Absolutely flat, cold dead. Gives you an idea how powerful Barry Sanders is. Eric Curry weighs 275 pounds. Watch the left part of your screen. It's the handoff. He's got a clean shot at him. He just tries to grab him. Barry pushes him aside, and then he gets great acceleration up the field.
He is so strong in that small package. Curry is 270 pounds, and Sanders just threw him aside. Derek Moore comes in the tailback to give Sanders a blow. And Krieg airs one out for Perriman. Great catch at the 15. Dimry and Carter on the coverage, but a 37-yard gain.
That's the result of everybody focusing on Barry Sanders. Little fake draw. Watch David Krieg. He's going to fake the draw. That holds the defensive backs. And now Perriman goes down the field, winds up with the big play.
Sanders comes back in on 1st and 10. In the first half, the Lions had 93 yards. The last 2 plays, they have 60. Sanders gets to the 10. Of course, Joe, running backs talk about guys like Sanders. They want to have the ball a lot to find their rhythm.
He's the kind of guy, the more he carries the ball, the more people start to pursue. once you start to pursue Barry Sanders, the greater opportunity it is for him to cut back. So if he has his hands on the ball, a chance for great things can happen.
The numbers on Sanders, going for his 800-yard game. Herman Moore has been very quiet for the Lions. Sanders looked like he'd be hit in the backfield. Instead got to the 5 near another first down. Lonnie Martz, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs, made the stop.
Focus on his eyes. You see what he sees. Look at how he sees the defensive backs, the defensive linemen, the linebackers. Then he accelerates and goes down. He sees the hit coming, and then he just goes down to the ground. And now the Detroit Lions take him out of the game, which still somebody has to explain to me and make it make sense.
We'll talk about that in a second. Holman checks in along with Moore. And Moore is their short yardage specialist. He'll get the carry. First down from the 5. Gets a couple. Wayne Fontes had an interesting explanation. You mentioned earlier, Sanders does not take those straight shots. Doesn't get hit a lot. In goal line situations, you do get hit an awful lot. And the coach said he didn't want him exposed to that.
Well, now he wants him exposed to it because he's put him back in the game. I mean, you know, there it is. Lions goal to go. 26 plays. Barry Sanders only touched the ball 5 times. But one of them has resulted in a touchdown. You know, to me, if you've got playmakers, you've got to have them in position where they can make plays and score points for you. That's what down around the goal line is.
Second and goal from the 3. Excuse me, first and goal. Sanders. Dragged down by the neck, and a flag. That'll be a face mask. Hardy Nickerson was in on the stop, and it looks like he was the guy who got the face mask. The Bucs started out very good defensively this year. And then Nickerson had a severe ankle sprain and missed 4 games.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, number 56 defense. That'll be half the distance to the goal, first and goal.
Hardy will pursue sideline to sideline. He sees the flow. He's not just pursuing sideline to sideline, but he's keeping an angle on Barry, using the opportunity to try and get him to the sideline. Then he just reaches out and grabs anything he can. Turns out being his face mask. At least he does let him go before he gets it all the way to the ground.
It's only a 1.5 yard penalty, as it turns out. Moore checks in. He's number 31. Moore, touchdown. Derek Moore with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
The Lions just put it and pound it. Barney Bussey, number 27, comes up to try and fill. He winds up doing a little cartwheel. And Hardy Nickerson is so far away. Good decision. If you're the Lions, you run away from Hardy Nickerson.
Jason Hanson for the point after. He's perfect this year. Now 21 of 21. The Lions score for the first time all night and take the lead 7-3 here at the Silverdome. Spirits picking up a little bit here in the Silverdome in Pontiac as Detroit gets his first score of the night and takes the lead. And Sanders, in the last drive, eclipsed his first half total. 77 yards on the night, shooting for his 8th 100-yard game. Hanson blasts this one. From the 30 with a 1-inch tee, he just crushed it. Hardy Nickerson, the defensive leader. They've only given up 1 score, but they're down. The ball, what should they do?
I think they should do what they did the first half, is get the ball to Rhett and let the line push. You see Rhett just off left guard, cut, go to the bubble. Now come back, Rhett off right guard, cut up behind Beckles, up the middle, pick up 10. And then why not give it to him one more time? This time he runs off the right side, gets a good block, and winds up picking up some more yards. I think that's what you do. You continue to come out and pound Eric Rett.
Rett had 17 carries, 81 yards in the first half, a career high for the rookie from Florida. Erickson to throw on first down and has it out at the 33. Hawkins makes the grab. Good coverage by Mack, but they've got the first down.
And you'll have to remember, see, I think it looks like Sam might be starting this half like he started the game. Remember, he went up top with big passes the first part. That may be what he's trying to do again. He's almost treating this like the beginning of the game again.
And it will be interesting to see what the Lions changes made at the halftime.
May take a shot at Milton Mack, number 24, playing the right corner.
Rett. Room again, gets it up to the 39. Give him about 5 yards. Michael Johnson, who's been very active tonight, made another tackle.
The Bucs huddle so close to the ball. You have to have some type of a language that no one else will understand if you're going to stand that close as a quarterback. His brother Thomas has a pretty good idea what they're saying.
2nd and 5. McDowell on the quick hitter tries to take it outside, and waiting for him, Broderick Thomas. Thomas left the Bucs after they moved him to inside linebacker and then asked him to take a big pay cut. He said no way and became a free agent and came here.
And they love him here. Wayne Fontes has had nothing but praise. His leadership, his work ethic, and of course the great natural ability he has. Plus he's playing outside backer, which is really where he feels like he's at home. Much more natural position for him. He leads the club with 5.5 sacks. Back in '91, he had 11 for the Bucs. 3rd and 3 for Erickson. Here comes the blitz. Everybody. And the pass incomplete, intended for Armstrong. Clay knocked it away. And a flag down. Maybe he got there early. Willie Clay, the strong safety out of Georgia Tech. I'll tell you, the Lions guessed right. They brought the backers. The difference is they did not have pressure up the middle. That's where Erickson wound up trying to make the throw.
Number 32 defense. First down.
Willie Clay appealing the call, but he won't get anywhere with it.
Wayne Fontes not pleased with it either. Watch that man. See the man moving the top of your screen? There goes the route. There's the throw.
Whoa. Where's the interference?
I think William Clay definitely has an argument.
He just got a hand in there and knocked it away. From that angle, it looked like a great defensive play and not interference. Play action. Erickson under pressure. Dumps it out to Rett. Remember, he played in Florida, so he was an exceptional receiver.
Yeah, but that was a nice job by Craig Erickson, keeping composure. Broderick Thomas comes around the corner, winds up swatting at the ball, almost knocks it out of his hand. And then Craig grenades it up. Broderick takes Gruber hard around the outside. He steps up, actually hits his arm, and then he grenades it out. Good job by the Sandman.
Going back to that last play for a second, remember what Paul Gruber said, that Erickson is a tackle's dream because he steps up in the pocket. You don't get any of the cheap sacks, and you can push a guy past him that way.
Which is something Dilfer wasn't very good at as yet. It's still something he had to work on. So having Craig Erickson back there makes it easier for the tackles to protect.
Spot the ball at the Lions 44, 3rd and a yard. Rett the deep man. 2 tight ends. Play action. Erickson to Armstrong, made the catch. Ball's loose. And they're saying it's down. It will be a first down. That was nearly picked. Erickson got it through for 13 yards, and it's a first down.
when you can run the ball like they have. Remember I said earlier they were going to run a play action fake. There it is right there. You get everybody sucked in, and then you make the throw. And that's just a great job of catching the football, but you got to put it away.
Benny Blades was a half step away from picking that one. And Erickson goes to the shotgun with Workman in there at running back. And now he's going to have to call a timeout. Timeout on the field. 5:04 to go third quarter. Lions by 4.
Television of the future?
3, but they have the ball first and 10 at the Lions' 31-yard line with 5:04 to go third quarter from the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Rhett back in as the tailback. He split with McDowell. Behind Beckles. Maybe a yard and a half.
I guarantee you, Sam ran that play to set something up. They've been very successful running the ball out of the eye. That time they come out in split backs, which is the only time they've done it so far in the ball game. And I think what Sam wanted to do is take a look at how they were going to match up. But I think there's something in that head of his that's running around with another play that goes as a companion.
The Bucs have already beaten their season's average, which was a meager 70-some yards. Erickson quickly to Armstrong. Struggling for yardage, got it down to the 24. Ball came loose after he was down. Blades made the tackle.
Ty J has done a terrific job snatching the ball out of the air, literally snatching it out of the air. The Lions decide to blitz. Left part of your screen, Ty J. Armstrong coming across. He just goes up and snatches the ball, squeezes it, and then when he hits the ground, it sneaks away on him.
And if Jackie Harris, your leading receiver, isn't here, you still go to the tight end, this time in the person of Ty J. Armstrong. Third and 2. Erickson with a half roll, throws for Dawsey, incomplete, and Blades just lets him know he's in the neighborhood.
You know, Mike, when you get an overall feel of this game, the wide receivers have had very little to do with it. Perriman had the one big catch, but other than that, this game has been played inside the hash marks by the offensive line, the defensive line, the running backs, and the linebackers.
Spot this one just outside the 40. Husted 1 out of 2. He missed from 49, remember, and hit the one from 20. Drills this one. And the Bucs close to within 1 on 2. Michael Husted field goals. Back in a moment. Hardy Nickerson has been in our spotlight all night long. Let's check in with Mark Malone.
Well, it seems as though what Hardy Nickerson had to tell me at halftime has come true. If you watch that last drive, although they did score, Nickerson much more effective as we crank up the spotlight. Look at number 73 hold up the guard and the center, allowing Nickerson to make the tackle. And then a little bit later in the gap defense, everybody keeps the offense off of Nickerson, and he comes in and makes the big hit right there on Derek Moore. As we look at the stats, the last drive, 8 plays, they ran 7 of them. Nickerson had 1 solo and 2 assists, guys.
Gray bangs into Moore. Ball's loose. Flag is down. There goes Mel Gray out near the 20-yard line. We'll check the penalty.
You know what causes that? Mel Gray has not had a chance to work all week in practice. So now all of a sudden he and Derek Moore are back there. In practice, Derek Moore has handled the ball. So automatically it goes near him. He's just going to go get it.
Holding. Number 21 during the return. Half the distance to the goal. Timeout.
We'll be back to Pontiac right after this. This lead by a point with 3:21 to go third quarter. No secret who their big play people are. Barry Sanders and Herman Moore. How have they done throughout the ball game? Well, Herman Moore, no catches. He comes in with a 40 consecutive game streak. Barry Sanders, 77 yards. They have held him under 100. Moore has had only 1 ball thrown to him tonight. Did not catch it. Sanders breaks a couple of tackles, breaks another one, and gets out of bounds.
They really stretch a defense. You'll notice watch how David Krieg has to really reach to try and get the ball to Barry Sanders. He's going to move to your right. Look at how Krieg has got to get. He really has got to get way out to the right, almost outside the end. And then the wide receivers do an excellent job of trying to block. Here's a good job by Perriman. Here's a good job by Moore, just tying him up. Couple extra yards.
Sanders, there's that cutback move. Look out! Dimley's got a shot. And got him, and also got the face mask. Holy cow, what a run by Sanders. 69 yards.
That's exactly what Floyd Peters was afraid of. Flag is definitely going to be face mask, Mike, you're right. It's just a question of stretching the defense, sealing on the backside. Watch this. They're going to stretch here. Now he cuts back. And that's the same exact play he ran 85 yards against the Bucs in the first time they played. Look at that backside seal. What a great job on the backside by Beers. Number 48, the fullback. Terrific job.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the best. 17 carries, 154 yards. He's over 1,200 for the season in his 10th game. And that was his 800-yard game of the year. Derek Moore will come in to give him a breather. First and goal from the 9. Krieg to Moore, touchdown. First catch, it might as well be for a touchdown.
And Herman Moore is down, and it looked like a knee or a hamstring, because when he came down and planted, his foot absolutely grabbed and stopped. Great catch. What a great catch by this guy. Little play action fake by David Krieg to the right. Herman Moore's running the quick post. Big mismatch down here against anybody. David just puts the ball up in the air. Herman makes the catch, and then he stops abruptly. And he winds up going over.
And he grabs the hamstring.
See that left foot plant? And then he gets really split out. Boy.
But good news for the Lions. He's up and able to leave the field under his own power. A little gingerly, but he's trotting. And a nice throw from Krieg. And a mismatch with Herman Moore at 6'3" against Dimry. So Sanders and Moore, the two superstars, come through on that drive. Hansen to try to make it an 8-point game. And does. 14-6 Lions. So both of the superstars break out on that possession. Barry Sanders in his career, the longest run, 85 yards earlier this year against the Bucs. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 6 against Tampa Bay.
The one he ran tonight was almost exactly identical to the one he ran earlier in the year.
He eats up everybody, but he feasts on Bucs.
8 rushes, 117 yards in the second half. But you know something, as great as he is, he gets an awful lot of help from the guys up front. Watch this job. What's going to happen is everybody's going this way. Everybody's going this way. But keep an eye on the backside seals. One's going to go here. One's going to go here. He's going to cut it back and bring it up through that hole. They get the Bucs flowing. Now look to the left part of your television set. Look over there. Look at this job right here. What a great seal. Now right on this side. Look at that right there. What a great seal. And now look at Barry go. He's worth the price of admission.
And the one person in this world who is not totally impressed by Barry Sanders' greatness is Barry Sanders.
Oh, yeah, he's
got a great attitude. A lot of class for that young man.
Great eyes, great instincts, great player.
And not an ounce of hot dog in him either. Hansen. Vernon Turner. Nowhere to go, but down at the 15-yard line. Eric Lynch makes the tackle. Join us tomorrow night at 7:30, NFL Prime Monday.
Bury him or will they come out of the grave again?
Yes, sir. They're alive and well, I think. Erickson play action. Plenty of time now. He's got to run. Taken down at the 18-yard line, Broderick Thomas. The Bucs have controlled this game with their running game and the time of possession, a 7-minute difference, but they have gotten 2 field goals out of it all night long. They have failed on 2 goal line situations. Rhett hit at the line of scrimmage, bangs forward for a couple. Spielman, the first guy to hit him. The linebacker's linebacker.
That time, the linebackers filled the holes a lot quicker than they have been before. Look at those eyes, just seeing everything. Once he sees it, he's gone. You talk about feasting. He loves to feast on running backs, quarterbacks, anything that has a back in it.
1:14 to go, third quarter. 3rd and 5 for the Bucs. Erickson changing the play. Play clock running down. He got it off. Here's the blitz. Complete to Dorsey. It's a foot race. Dorsey to the 40. And stumbles. He goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Credit Craig Erickson with changing the play as quick as he could, getting the snap off in time and making the play work.
And he recognized the defense on top of it.
Absolutely.
Erickson sees the blitz coming, throws it. Dorsey makes a nice catch down around his knees. And what he trained in the offseason helped him. See that? He trained by running with a parachute attached to his back. It made his legs stronger, broke the tackle, wound up with a big gain.
Puts him down at the 36-yard line. Rep. Picks up about 5. And they're going to let the clock wind down. This quarter has belonged to Barry Sanders. And the Lions have taken a 14-6 lead with 1 period to play. Sam Weiss right now, he said the game plan is working, but he's only got 2 field goals.
Well, he's been down in goal-to-go situations twice, come away with 3 points. I think, a couple of miscues the second opportunity he had, it got away from him. I think he's got to stay with what he's doing. This game is not out of hand yet. They've got a good drive going. They've got to come away with some points now and at least put themselves in a position in the 4th quarter to be able to make the run.
Of course, that's how you get to be 2-7. The things you draw up during the week don't necessarily work on Sunday.
Not all the time.
2nd and 6 here for the Bucs. Workman is the setback. And Erickson to throw, complete for short yardage. That's Copeland. Caught the long pass in the first half.
Start to spread out the defense a little bit. You've pounded away, you've pounded away. It looks like the Lions have made a little bit of an adjustment, so now what you do is you spread them out.
To stop the clock and measure for the first down, Copeland's forward progress took him just shy of the 25-yard line.
This is where, if you're a quarterback, the clock's at 25 seconds. you know, I'll go over and check and see how much I need, but I'm going to have, if you're a veteran, you're going to have your guys in the huddle ready to go. Because you want them over there, you want them in there thinking about the play, figuring out what you need, so you can get in and get in charge. That's what happens to young quarterbacks. They get wandering around a little bit, and their huddle gets a little disoriented.
Through 3 quarters, the Buccaneers with a big advantage in passing yards, 299, but Barry Sanders has won the rushing battle, even though the Bucs have gone over 100.
Well, he had 181 the first time these two teams played.
Well, he's averaging over 120 a game this season.
You have to run the football here.
Quarterback keeper on 3rd and inches, and Erickson has it.
Good decision. You had to run it there. Spread the defense out and then pick the spot. There's Pat Swilling. He's on the field for one of the rare times. They spot him a lot. Probably will not be a Detroit Lion next year. Tracy Scroggins has come in and done an excellent job at the point of attack. They feel like Pat Swilling may be where he is at the point of his career. In all likelihood, won't be here after this year.
He has no sacks this season. Play action. Erickson with all day to throw. Rifles this one complete. Hawkins inside the 10. There is a penalty flag down, and it's in the backfield. Maybe that's why he had all day. And it is a hold.
That'll do it. You know what I was talking about Pat Swilling before? I just really believe, that's my opinion, that he's not going to be here. He's splitting time. You've got a lot of money invested in him. And so consequently, you can't keep him around. That's the way I see it.
Holding. Number 61 offense. 10 yards. Still first down.
It's the center, Tony Mayberry, and a real bad time for only their 4th flag of the night. Erickson, every time I've seen him play, has played well, Joe. And I know Trent Dilfer is the quarterback of the future, but Erickson is going to be playing football in this league somewhere.
I think he should. I think this guy's got a 10, 12-year career ahead of him somewhere. You know, you look at, you know, Harbaugh, the Walshes, the Kramers, all guys have opportunities to move around because the Moons and the Montanas are going to retire someday.
1st and 20. Screen to Workman. What a play. Spielman would not be denied, went right through 2 blockers and made the tackle. He saw it coming from the get-go.
That play alone should get him to the Pro Bowl. He's right over there. He sees the screen. He's going to go out and just take them all on. Reads the play, flows out with the back. Watch this. 2 blockers. He splits both of them and winds up making the play. Unbelievable.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 24. Erickson steps up, throws. Dawsey has it at the 29. Spielman made that tackle.
All right, now what you have to do in this situation, if you're Craig Erickson, Sam will probably give him a play that he can pick up the first down with, but he can't force the ball. He's probably going to have to come down to a secondary receiver, wind up with a completion around the 20, maybe 17-yard line, then get an opportunity for some points.
They throw to Workman a lot in this situation on those little flares. Erickson to Workman. He's a great 3rd down back. And forced out of bounds right at the marker. It will depend on the spot.
Good job. The defense knows you have 3rd and extremely long. So Spielman's going back. He's going back into deep zone. Workman's out to the flat. Good decision by Craig Erickson. Don't try and get too much. Don't try and force the ball.
It's 4th and about 2. So Husted will try to come on to make his 3rd field goal. This would cut it to 14-9. It's a 34-yard attempt. And Husted knocks it through. So the Bucs can't get the touchdown, but the field goals have cut the lead to 5. Armstead's done as good as he can to try to kick it away from Mel Gray. Kicks this one short. And Gray has to pick it up at the 11-yard line. Handed him at the sideline. And can't cut it outside. The Bucs have done a great job on special teams. Barry Sanders, dangerous running the football in any down, but on first, he's a terror. 756 yards this year. That number exceeds the total rushing totals of 4 teams. Falcons, get out of here. Patriots, forget it. Tampa, no way. And New Orleans, see ya. On first down, he's exceeded the total rush of 4 clubs. He is something else.
So is that graphic.
Yes, it is. Sanders just dancing till he can find some daylight across the 20.
Give you an idea what Barry Sanders has done. 2 rushes, 3 yards over here. Now here's 92. We know 69 of that has started this way. That's the way he runs. You know, he's a right-handed runner. He'll start everything throwing left, but he'll always seems like breaks his big plays out off the right side.
2nd and 7. Sanders nowhere to go. Cuts it back and dives forward. A flag down at the end of the play. Brad Culpepper, the nose man, made the tackle, and it's holding against Detroit.
That causes Wayne Fonts to look at his offense differently. Now you have to sort of take Barry out of it a little bit. You're going to have 2nd down and 18 instead of 2nd down and 8.
Holding, number 89. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Ron Hall, the former Buccaneer, who must hate that.
Now, you know, I disagree with that call. I disagree with that. Now you're giving him a 3rd down and 6, which in my opinion is very makeable. Now you could run Barry for that distance. There's the hold. But if you had him in 2nd down and 16, you take Barry out of the mix.
Sanders goes out as a receiver. Covered by Nickerson and turned around a little late, I think, as the ball got to him. And now we've got pushing and shoving. Nickerson and Sanders, and then a lot of company. I don't see a flag yet.
Good job by Tampa Bay's defense.
Nickerson had a man-to-man.
David gets what he wants. He's got Barry out there. Barry just really doesn't make the play. He's got an opportunity to make the catch. It just goes off his right shoulder.
And that's why Sanders was upset and why Doug Weidel came out to help him. So they fail on 3rd down, and Montgomery will punt on 4th and 6. They stop the clock.
Please reset the game clock to 9:52.
Putting 2 seconds back on the clock. And we have 9:52 to go in the ball game. 14-9, Lions lead. Montgomery, who must love kicking indoors, just unloads on one. Vernon Turner covered well by the Lions. A 9-yard return, but the punt 56. Scott Kowalkowski makes the tackle. Sanders and company with the lead.
Greg Montgomery is so important as a punter because he can bail you out of big holes. Now watch how sweet this swing is. He's the best kicker in football. He told me that the drop is the key, just like the grip in golf. Right there. See how he sweet spots it? That sucker's going to take off that way. He also said kicking here in Detroit feels like it gives him a little bit of an advantage because air is blown in to hold the roof up, and the ball will hang a little more for him.
He didn't need any help. Rhett on the toss. Eric Rhett breaks another one out to the 39-yard line. Eric Rhett comes from a very small town in Florida, and when he signed as a rookie out of the University of Florida with Tampa Bay, he obviously got a lot of money. Rookies do these days. His mother didn't believe that you get a lot of money for playing football. She sends him money all the time. Here's $20 and a lemon meringue pie. He keeps telling her, Mom, I'm making $1 million. I don't need the $20. And she says, nah, that can't be. Rhett again to the 41. Eric Rhett over 100 yards, another career high for that young man. And the last time the Bucs had a 100-yard rusher was Reggie Cobb last year against Detroit. He had 113.
It's interesting. Buck runners do well against the Lion defense. Barry Sanders does well against the Bucs defense.
Well, in all fairness, he does that well against everybody's defense.
Yeah, but, you know, 4 of those top 6 runs come
yes, sir.
from the Buccaroos.
2 tight end offense on 1st and 10. That's more in motion. Nice fake by Erickson. Incomplete. Blades went right through Dawsey.
What a great job by Benny Blades. Dawsey was wide open in the middle, but by the time Erickson could make the delivery, Blades was there. Watch Blades, left part of your screen. Dawsey will sit down. There's Blades, number 36. He's open. Blades is way out there, and what happens is Erickson actually throws the ball out towards Blades so that he can make the play.
Wayne Font said if we had a courage award, it would go to Benny Blades. He is playing with multiple injuries. They tried to get him out of the game last week. They even took his helmet away. He would not come out. Eric Rhett back to the ground game to the 47-yard line. Blades made an interception last week, even though he had almost no use of his right arm, and he's being worked on the sideline. This guy just receivers on 3rd and 5. Lions have blitzed here before. They come with 4 here. Erickson, Dawsey, another big catch. To the 45, first down. Milton Mack made the tackle. Gain of 8.
They missed Lawrence Dawsey at the end of last year when he hurt his knee, and he's now just starting to come up. Does a good job of pushing Mack off and just does a good job of catching the football.
Lions took a timeout as it looked like the Bucs were going with a hurry up again. And that's the second timeout they've burned.
Timeout. Detroit.
We've got a timeout. 7:11 to go. Back in a moment.
Lions had to burn a timeout, Mike. They had too many guys on the field. Right inside that circle are 12 guys. That's the 13th. That's why they had to use the timeout. Couldn't get the substitution in time.
Another one of little Sam Weiss's little tricks that worked. Erickson, play action. Under pressure, Scroggins got a hand on him and forced a sack. Tracy Scroggins. If he gets credit for all of that one, we'll have 9 this year.
Dan Owens is going to wind up with his second sack caused by the outside rushers funneling Craig Erickson into them. Dan Owens has been a beneficiary of some good outside pressure by both Broderick Thomas and Tracy Scroggins.
2nd and 16. Erickson goes to the shotgun. Scroggins again. Two plays in a row. The 3-year man from Tulsa has just fired into the backfield.
Scott Dill playing the right tackle. Sets back. Scroggins just takes him hard up. Dill just can't get his feet far enough back. Craig Erickson sitting where he normally sits. Scroggins just beating him around the corner.
Until this week, 14-year man Tim Irwin was the right tackle, but because of injury, he was finally forced to retire. Erickson draw play, Workman nothing doing, wrapped up by Broderick Thomas. And a big hand for the Lions defense. They came up big on that series.
Well, their two outside linebackers made it happen there.
And we are under 6 minutes to go in this game. And this is a game of critical importance to the Detroit Lions. Mel Gray is back to take Straczynski's punt. High, floating, pretty kick. And Gray has to make a fair catch at the 14. A 43-yard punt, no return. 5:38 to go. Detroit by 5. Erickson in the Sunday night spotlight again. Let's check in with Mark Malone.
Well, Mike, we said at the top of the show that Nickerson had to be aggressive and make plays to hold Barry Sanders and the Detroit running game down. But after being knocked around all night and over pursuing, he's become timid. Look at this. Sanders running right at him, not aggressive and not going to the football. And then he shows his frustration here after getting after Barry Sanders. It has not been a good night for Hardy Nickerson whatsoever. We'll have some numbers right after this play.
And Mark, he's got to step up on this series, Nickerson and the rest of the Tampa Bay defense, because you know Barry Sanders is going to get it with 5:38 to go. Sanders grinding it out to the 17. Let's go back to Mark.
Mike, remember now that Nickerson averaged over 13 tackles a game last season. So far tonight, Detroit has run 19 running plays. Nickerson has only made 3 tackles, 2 of those solos, and he's missed twice when he's had opportunities. Not the night he needed to have for Tampa Bay to be successful. Mike?
Absolutely. Clock running, 5:11. Here's the projection on Barry Sanders. He would need to average 126 yards a game, which is virtually what his average is now, to reach that magic 2,000 mark and be the 3rd man ever to get 2,000. Sanders cut off, breaks it back, breaks 2 tackles, and got it up to the 34. Marty Carter had to make the tackle. 178 yards rushing.
But you know what I think makes him so special are his feet. Look at those little suckers right there. Watch him dance. There goes his feet. He's got the ball. He's not running. He's floating. He's gliding. He's cruising. He's stopping. He's now cutting back. And now he's gone. Feet don't fail me now. Boy.
He is something special.
It's fun just to watch his feet.
New set of downs. Chance to take more time off the clock. And 2 of the Bucs jump. Culpepper and Ahanatu got an early start. You see Dave Lutz saying they did it.
It wasn't us. We didn't do it.
Encroachment, middle of the line defense, 5 yards.
Sam obviously didn't care for the call all that much. 4:08 left in the game. Culpepper claimed off waivers from Minnesota this year. Started 9 of the 10 games for the Bucs defensive line. 1st and 5. Barry. Slowed up, still dives forward for about 3. Had him behind the line of scrimmage.
People just can't match the way he can stop and start. It's physically impossible. Number 27, Barney Bussey, is their bucko back in the 4-2-5, but he just gets eaten up by a guard, and then Barry stops and cuts up inside on Dimry. And I mean, physically, people don't have the thighs. At the end of practice, this guy goes in and does squats. That's why his thighs are so powerful.
Look at those numbers. 8.3 yards a carry. 2nd and a yard. And he has the first down across the 45-yard line. Tampa Bay has 2 timeouts left, and Joe, they're going to have to use them on this series.
I think after this first down, if they can hold Detroit to some kind of a minimal gain, make it 2nd and long, they'll call one of the timeouts. That's the time to use it.
Still 19 seconds on the play clock. That's what Wayne Fontes is checking. And they probably will use every second of it. Sanders now 185 yards on 23 carries. Barry again. Slips a tackle. Has 10, 15. Goodbye. Martin Mayhew caught him at the 5. Holy cow.
He's seeing everything. Look at the eyes. John Lynch comes up and doesn't even make him down in a game of 2-hand touch.
A new career record for Barry Sanders. 233 yards on 24 carries. And for the season, he is over 1,300 in this, his 10th game.
You know what amazed me, Mike? I read in the paper a couple weeks ago, Emmitt Smith seemed to be complaining about everybody focusing on Emmitt Smith, and it seemed like no other backs in the National Football League were getting the kind of attention that he was, and he was bemoaning himself. This guy here is the best runner in football. Hardy Nickerson, number 56, the middle linebacker. He tries to come. Lutz gets on him. That's it. You get stopped. You're not going to catch him. Great job by Dave Lutz.
When you talk about the other great backs, and certainly there are other great backs in this league.
And Emmett is great.
And oh, absolutely. But Barry Sanders has never had the passing game to complement his running. He has never had the great offensive line. This guy is something else.
No, he is the Detroit Lions, and when you gain that many yards, 233, a lot of it is after you made 1, 2, 3 people miss. Gosh, he's fun to watch.
1st and goal. Moore in there as the short yardage runner. Perriman can't hold it. Knocked away by Dimry. Barry Sanders in this half has 196 yards rushing. 2-minute warning. Back after this. 14-9, Lions over the Bucks. We've hit the 2-minute warning. Detroit trying to salt it away. Barry Sanders with 196 yards in the second half. That by itself is the best rushing performance anybody's had all year long.
Look at his rush chart. 72, 66, 95. Where do you try and stop him? He runs left, up the middle, and right for big yards.
I'd get him on the bus. Sanders again. Nowhere to go this time. Bussey comes up and makes the tackle. And the Bucks will use a timeout to stop the clock with 1:53 to go.
You know, it's interesting. I was just thinking, watching that particular play, Wayne Fontes has a great point when he takes him out down here. Barry Sanders' strength is to stretch the defense and find gaps. When you get closer to the goal line, you can't stretch a defense and find gaps because they're all filled. You have to go with more of a power guy. Good, smart thinking on that coach's mind.
Yeah, I agree with it. Doesn't take the big shots. SportsCenter, of course, follows our telecast. We have 1:53 to go here in Detroit. The Lions could even their record at 5-5. What a day for Drew Bledsoe. The numbers he put up. The 49ers defense, they hit as hard as I have ever seen a 49er defense today against Dallas. And the Sunday conversation is with scrambling Randall Cunningham. His team was shocked today. The Browns did a number on the Eagles.
I think what happens to the Philadelphia Eagles is they look at different teams without playing them, and they develop an attitude and think, we can beat them. when they go up against the Cowboys or the Arizona Cardinals and they know they have to dig down deep, they get themselves ready to play. I think they lose games before they ever get on the field. Play the 49ers, then they go up against other teams and they just don't put the effort out.
Interesting theory. The Bucs, if they can hold the Lions to a field goal here, would be down by only 8. With the 2-point conversion, they'd have a shot at tying it. Sanders cuts it back inside the 5, still on his feet to the 2, and there's a flag down. Maybe another face mask. Tough night for Hardy Nickerson.
He's just trying to grab everything he can.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, 56. This will be half the distance to the goal. First and goal for Detroit.
Now that's the biggest part of it. It's an automatic first down.
Here it comes from the goalpost cam. Hardy Nickerson, number 56. Barry's going, he's going. He's just going to try and run with them. It's just a sprint. He's got a shot at him. He just gets up a little bit high. Manages to get his hand on the face mask.
If they don't get the face mask, it's 4th and goal from the 1. You figure they have to kick the field goal.
Absolutely.
And the Bucs are still in it. Now it's 1st and goal all over again from the 1.
Unless there's a fumble, it's party over.
Derek Moore, the short yardage specialist, the tailback. Craig may have lost the snap from center.
No, he's kneeling down, Mike. They're taking a kneel down. And I like this.
Well, you're right.
You know something?
That's smart.
It is, because if the quarterback, you just have the center and the quarterback, that's all you have to worry about. No exchanges, no worrying about hitting anyone.
And the Bucs can't stop the clock. Of course, the fans want to see another 7 points.
And they're yelling Barry.
Wouldn't you?
I'm chanting Barry.
He is marvelous. Gets the big pat from Wayne Fonts. If I was the coach, I'd stand next to him every minute of the game. 237 yards.
Tough defeat for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They hung in this game except for a couple big plays, and you just got to figure Barry Sanders is going to make a play. It was interesting. During one of the, when we had an exchange over there, Floyd Peters told Sam Weiss, I'm trying everything I can. Obviously, it wasn't quite enough.
Barry Sanders with a marvelous night. The Lions will go to 5-5. The Bucs to 2-8. They have had 11 straight seasons of double-digit losses. That is an NFL record, and they are well on their way to their 12th in a row. What a night for Barry Sanders.
What a night for Barry Sanders, but I think if the Lions want to continue on a winning streak, they're going to have to find some way to take a little bit of the pressure off them, because somewhere somebody might just stop them. I don't know where. I don't know when.
I don't know who. 16 carries, 200 yards in the second half for number 20. Our final score, Detroit 14, Tampa Bay 9. Coming up next.